Welcome back to Statewide Stampede. This is our second senior game of the day. We have the Witches of East Vic playing their Chico Rollers. Before we commence, I would like to formally pay respects to the original elders of the land on which we meet and compete today, being the Boonwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging, and give thanks for this wonderful venue that we compete on today. We have an amazing team of referees keeping everyone in line. First jammers up for today will be for East Vic, 5-5 Cupcake Fairy. And for the Chicos, number 39, Sassy Devil. Playing today for the Witches of East Vic, or East Vic Roller Derby as they're known, we have number 9, Natto Ninetails. 1-0, Never Ending Rory. 1-3, Knives to Meet You. 1-4-4, Butcherbird. 2, Evie. 23, Nicholas Rage. 27, Achilles Wheel. 33, Tenacious B. 3-5-1, Push Up Ra. Number 4, Strawberry Shortcake. 5, The Rumour. 5-5, Cupcake Fairy. 7, Jack Spite. 7-1, Pushy Tat. 5-1, Dreadly Dids. And 4-2, Mad Mag's Fury Roll. And that is a jam called by Cupcake Fairy. With 8 points on the board. The Chico Rollers. We have number 10, KTKO. 1208, Smackaron. 22, Arjibarji. 27, Dania Insania. 3-3, Fatal Phoenix. 3-7, Mayhem She Wrote. 3-9, Sassy Devil. 5, Calamity June. 7-7, and our captain, Crackjack. 8-6, Razorback. 9-0, Psycho. And finally 9-9, In a Pickle. That jam was called by the Chico Rollers Jammer. Lining up for the Chicos, we have Smackaron. And for the Witches, Knives to Meet You. And the Chicos have come through for lead in this particular jam. And that is 1208 Smackaron. And the jam has been called. We have a scoreline of Witches 10, Chicos 1. our lovely skating officials keeping everyone safe and making sure we all play fairly. Jade. Wrong side. Rick Mortis, Ash, Bussy the Vampire Slayer, Disaster Chief, Mari Fury, Morbid Murder, Miss Cray, and Pee-wee. Helping out off skates in our NSO roles for this particular game, we have a Bullseye, Grazed Anatomy, The Beast, Frickin' Ghastly, and I did check the spelling, Chucky, PMS, Melonhead, Killer Curls, Billy, and Scare Bear. That's Strawberry Shortcake coming through for the lead. So taking the jammer positions for this jam is 5-5 Cupcake Fairy and 3-9 Calamity June. And Calamity June has come through for the lead. And that jam has been called by the Chico Jammer. Some interesting notes about the Chicos. Like in the last game, we have another skater making a bouting debut today. That is number 39, Sassy Devil. So make sure you cheer her on and give her some encouragement. And a lot of these teams have only been, a lot of the Chicos, less than 12 months bouting, so good to see such quality. And Cupcake Fairy is through for the lead. No, it was Knives to meet you. And we have Arjibarji with the star for the Chicos. Both skaters through the pack. And called by the East Vic Jammer. Our current score is 29 for East Vic and Chicos are 17. So we have Cupcake Fairy and Smackaron jamming this particular jam. And Smackaron has gotten through for lead. We nearly had a jam of the crowd, but great control in pulling it up. And Cupcake Fairy is through the pack for her scoring trips now. And Smackaron has called that jam. Currently, we have a scoreline of the Witches on 30, Chicos 22. I'd like to give a shout out to our wonderful paramedics who are making sure that if we do hurt ourselves, they can take care of us. We have Calamity June and Strawberry Short Skate jamming this jam. Oh, and Calamity June has come through for the lead. And there's been a star pass with Jinkle in the jam. Tight scoreline of Witches 31 and Chicos 30. Have an official review happening. And while that takes place, once again, I would like to remind everyone of our wonderful stalls over on the back wall. Also, if you're liking what you're seeing on track, most teams do have social media. Feel free to pop on their team page and give them a well done, or if you're interested in joining. A lot of teams have intakes coming up soon. And we have our lovely zebras posing for the camera. Our wonderful photographers who give us such wonderful mementos. Scout McAuliffe from Almighty Production House. Hawkeye from RXA Photography. Phil Northwood from Lollapalooza Films, Sarah Dean, Social Grind Media, Lucy Champion, LJ Champion Creative Media. We thank you all for giving us such wonderful mementos. We have number 39 lighting up, Sassy Devil as a jammer for the Chicos. And we have a power jam with the Witches, a jammer currently in the penalty box. And Sassy is through. And Sassy through again. And Sassy's called that jam off. You may have remembered me saying we had a debut bouting skater today. That was Sassy, who just jammed in that last jam. Okay, so we have Strawberry Short Skate for Witches and Daria Insania for the Chicos. Chicos out with the lead. Still a very tight match. Dana Insana. Thank you. Thank you, Flo. I have been pronouncing your name wrong, and she has given me the heads up. So it's Dana Insana. And we have Smack and Cupcake Fairy jamming this jam. Cupcake is through for lead jam. Although she's lost her pivot to the penalty box. Star pass, and Smack is now our jammer for the Chicos. Jam called by Cupcake Fairy. Jamming this jam is Calamity June and Knives to Meet You. Knives is through for lead jam. Still a very close game. Witches 42, Chicos 41. And that's the end of that jam. Taking the role of jam of this jam. Strawberry. The Rumour, as well as Sassy Devil. No, it's actually Cupcake Fairy. Cupcake is through with the lead. Current scoreline, Witches 49, Chicos 45. And we now have a timeout for our black team. Okay, and play is about to commence. We have Strawberry Shot Skate jamming for Witches. And Argy Bargy for the Chicos. Still a very tight game, 49 to 45. And Strawberry Shot is with the lead at present. And then being our we currently have a tied scrim at the moment. 53 apiece. And jam has been called. Okay, and so that was a cut track penalty for the Chicos jammer. So we are now in a power jam situation. And supporting their teams on their benches. They have some wonderful bench teams. Chicos supporting them on the bench is Library Fine, Sugar, and Flick Off. The Witches bench staff are Knickerbocker, Jira Porn Star, No Love Ninja, and Oopsie Ruckus. Now, those of you watching at home and some people that are new to the sport here today will have figured by now that the star is who. You've been hearing about us mentioning a pivot, and that is the person with the helmet with the stripe on. Pivots, predominantly defenders, but they can become the jammer. We have jamming for the Witches. And Calamity June for the Chicos. As you can see, Witches pivot has just gone to the bench. And that jam has been called. And it looks like we have a review happening. And the rolling whistle signifies we are restarting. With Sassy Devil and Calamity Jane. And the Sassy Devil is out for the lead. We've had a bit of a gap open up in the scoreline, but it's still tight. And the current scoreline, East Vic, 85, and the Chicos on 68. And we have Evie and In a Pickle taking this jam. And In a Pickle is out for the lead. And in that, their former jammer has done what is known as a start, and the Witch's Pivot has now become their jammer. Which is Knives to Meet You. Scoreline 89 to 76. And the Chicos have taken lead. Calamity June. And that penalty was a back block because just like in footy and all the other sports, we're not allowed to push in the back. And that's the end of that jam. And the gap is tightening, 89 to 83. And we're starting off in a power jam scenario. Witch's jammer is in the penalty box. And Sassy Devil on her debut is coming through for the jammer again. And that is intermission. We'll see you all in 15 minutes. And we're back for the second half of this extremely tight game. We also have a witch debuting today, number 51, or 5-1, Dreadly Dids. It's her debut game today too. Jamming, we have 55 Cupcake Fairy and 1208 Smackaron. And witches have come through for lead in this jam. And we have Strawberry Shotskate and Sassy Devil lining up against each other again. Couple of little technical difficulties there. Okay, and that is the Witches out with lead. With Sassy Devil not that far behind, chasing her down. Still incredibly close in the score lines. Both packs extremely tight. And both playing a fantastic defensive game. And that's that jam. Always good to see the two teams having a laugh and a joke between jams. Shows the friendly nature of our sport. Lining up this time we have Calamity June and Knives to meet you. And we have Knives to Meet You out taking the jam. And for those following today's games and order of play, warming up on the other side of the building, and that's the end of this jam, we have South Sea Roller Derby and the Nerdy Dragons, or Northeast Roller Derby. Warming up, they will be the next teams taking to our track today. And we have Dana Insana. And we have Shawbury Skate. Witch's Pivot has been sent to the penalty box. And Dana has come through for lead jam. Still anyone's game with 109 to 103. Arjibaji is jamming for the Chicos. And in lead jam for the Witches, we have Cupcake Fairy. And Cupcake Fairy around the outside. Calling that jam. We have Smackaron and Knives to Meet You. And Knives has gotten out for lead jam. And after a successful star pass, we now have KTKO. And the Witches have come out with lead jam on this particular jam. And with that jam has been called. And we have a scoreline of 126 to 114. Still anybody's game. Remember, last game we saw a 28-point jam.
Thanks, Kitty.
And we have, it looks like Sassy Devil through for lead jam. Oh no, it's 9-9. It's In a Pickle, followed by Strawberry Shortcake. And the witches are currently in lead jam with this particular jam. That's another jam being called. And Calamity June is through for lead jam. With Knives out of the pack as well. Another quick jam called by Chicos. $138 to $126 is our current scoreline. We have a Sassy Devil and a Strawberry Shortcake. And on track now, in her debut bout, we have Dreadly Diggs. And Chicos are out with lead at the moment, with Strawberry Shortcake closely following behind. And another quick jam called by the Chicos. Dana Insana and Cupcake Fairy will be taking the jam. We have an official timeout while we're waiting. just a few technical issues. Happens each round. Oh, and I have just noticed we have another merch store that has popped up. Team TRV have got their merch store up and running after their game earlier this morning. So feel free to pop over, have a look, and grab some of their merch. And the rolling whistle signifies we're starting play again. With Dana Insana and Cupcake Fairy. With Dana through for lead jam. And we have Knives and Smackaron jamming this jam, with Knives to meet you out in lead jam, which is now a power jam as Smackaron pays our penalty bench a visit. Knives is making it seem easy. And we have Smackaron back on track as well. With Knives to meet you again through the pack. Still a tight game. And again we have Sassy Devil and Cupcake Fairy jamming this jam. Some great blocking going on there with Sassy Devil out for lead jam. And Cupcake Fairy sneaking through as well. However, Sassy Devil had lead jam and could call it off before any points are scored. So Strawberry Shortcake and Sassy Devil. Okay, Strawberry Shortcake. I'm showing my age by saying cake. But Sassy Devil is through for lead jam. And after a star pass, we have Natto Ninetails now jamming. And we have Nice to Meet You and Calamity June lining up for this particular jam. Still an extremely close game. And we have Calamity June through the pack for lead jammer. We have Nice to Meet You, who's also out. Lining up this particular jam, we have Argy Bargy and The Rumour. Oh, and that was a hard-earned lead jam for number 5, The Rumour. And the jam has been called by The Rumour. So with a little under 8 minutes left of this game, still anyone's game, 166 to 147. Once again, I'd like to congratulate the skaters who are debuting this round in statewide Stampede. It's always great when you get to be about it, and to be able to debut in such an amazing place is really memorable for them, I'm sure. A shout out to our wonderful paramedics. They're the ones that patch us all up if on the odd chance we do hurt ourselves. They're the people we want to see the least, but we're the most grateful to see when we need them. And we thank them for their time on this Saturday. Still another 2 more games after this game to go. The final game of the day will be Ballarat Roller Derby versus Pivot City. So by the end of today, every team in statewide Stampede will have graced the track. For those of you who are unaware, we are running in 2 separate pools at the moment, with Pool 1 and Pool 2 having 5 teams each, which means every round, 1 team in each pool get a bye. So the teams with the bye last week are here this week making their statewide debut for 2023. And we have the rolling whistle, which indicates that play is about to resume. Lining up, we have Dana Insana, and we have Cupcake Fairy. So as we head into the last few minutes of this incredibly tight game, we have Dana out for lead jam. And we have had the jam called. So taking this jam is Cersei Devil and Knives to meet you, with Knives out in lead. As we are drawing to the closing minutes of this game, I'd also like to shout out again to our volunteers, both on and off skate and behind the scenes. Tournaments like this don't happen on their own, and there is a lot of behind the scenes meetings, time that people put in for us to be able to bring this to you. So thank you to everyone here and everyone at home behind the scenes making this such a wonderful competition. We have Cupcake Fairy and Calamity June lining up for this particular jam. With Calamity out in lead jam, with Cupcake Fairy close on her heels. And lining up this jam is Strawberry Short Skate and Argy Bargy. And the witches are through with lead jam. And we now have a power jam with the Chico's Jammer playing our penalty box time as a visit. And we've had a star pass with Arjibaji being jammer. This has been an incredibly tight game with both teams. And we just held up for a technical glitch for a moment. All right, so taking the jammer rolls for this particular jam is Knives to Meet You from the Witches in lead, and coming through for the Chicos, actually paying a visit to the penalty box for the Chicos, is Dana Insana. So with not a lot of time left, we have a power jam. Bit of a nasty spill there on the turn, but everyone is okay. And Dana Insana has completed a journey. And that jam has been called. And we have Calamity June and the Rumour wearing the stars for this particular jam. And lead jam has been awarded to the Chico Rollers. With the rumour having her first pass done. As we're entering the last few minutes of the game, I'd like to remind everyone that once the rolling whistle and official score has been called, feel free to come down and congratulate all our skaters on a wonderful match today. And another passing run for Calamity June. Okay, and that appears to be time. What's our final score? Okay. Our unofficial score currently stands at 194 for the Witches and 170 for the Chico Rolls. While we wait for the official rolling whistle, I'd like to officially thank our referees for today's game. We had Rick Mortis, Ash, Bussy the Vampire Slayer, Disaster Chief, Mari Fury, Morbid Murder, Miss Cray Cray, and Pee Wee out on track, keeping us all in order. As well as our non-skating officials, headed by the wonderful Bullseye. We have Grazed Anatomy, The Beast, Freaking Ghastly, Chucky, PMS, Melonhead Killer Curls, Billy, and Scare Bear. And that is official. So I'd like to congratulate our Witches of East Vic, our wonderful hosts for today, for their victory here on track and for such a wonderful venue and event. So please congratulate number 9, Nato Nine Tails, Never Ending Rory, Knives to Meet You, Butcherbird, Evie, Nicholas Rage, Achilles Wheel, Tenacious V, Push Up Raw, Strawberry Shortcake, The Rumour, Cupcake Fairy, Jack Spite, Pushy Tat, Dreadly Dibs, who debuted today, and Mad Mag's Fury Roll. Well done, everyone. And for the Chicos, we have KTKO, Smackaron, Argy Dana Insana, Fatal Phoenix, Mayhem She Wrote, Sassy Devil, and it was Sassy Devil's debut game today too, Calamity June, Crackerjack, Razorback, Psycho, and In a Pickle. It's been my pleasure being with you for this second game, and this time I am definitely leaving you in the hands of someone else for the next game. Please hang around because we still have 2 more wonderful games of Derby to go. Next on track, South Sea Roller Derby versus the Nerdy Dragons.